which is associated with the vision impairment. I've grown up in the special ed system, receiving special ed services as a child, and I just know how I was treated and how I want my students to be treated. And I just want them to feel a part, of the school, school-wide system. And so I really advocate for my students and getting all that they can get. I've learned a lot of technology skills that I didn't have a year ago. I've learned that I have to pivot, as our word is, at the drop of a hat, because anything could go wrong, anything could happen. I've learned to be more flexible. I've also learned to be more creative digitally, because I'm solely a digital special ed teacher. And that is not easy when you're dealing with kids that can't read and you have to figure out how to explain and describe things to them. Erica Evans, Clinton Elementary School in Sherwood, Arkansas.
And we congratulate Ms. Erica Evans for her outstanding service, but also being a recipient this evening. And we honor your investment into the lives of students. Speaking of investing in the lives of students, we now get the pleasure of having one of our 2020 Oscar Washington Jr. Scholarship recipients, Ms. Segovia Lucas. Segovia, it's great to see you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, of course, we are happy to have you because you are a great ambassador and you represent what the scholarship is all about. Talk a little bit about how this has been a unique year for you and in terms of the pandemic and what the scholarship has meant to you and for you.
Sure. So I am a freshman at Tufts University in Boston, Massachusetts. So definitely hasn't been a super typical freshman year. But with this scholarship, I have been so blessed to have that financial burden of going to a private school, kind of lifted from me. This organization, the program itself, it's quite extensive. It has a souvenir program, we're professionally photographed and interviewed. And then after the interview, we were really equipped for the next step in that transition into college, with getting an Echo Show for my dorm room, which I literally have up in my dorm room, a Surface Pro tablet that I could use for all my classes to have my books on and to take notes on. And I carry it in that backpack that it says Oscar Washington Jr. monogrammed on it. So I'm super duper grateful for that because I was only expecting a check. And then also afterwards, a couple weeks later, I got an email from the chair of the organization informing me about possible internship opportunities that I could get. And I was not expecting that at all. So it really helped me bridge the gap between high school and college, and even helped me get connections for the real world as well. So I was very, very grateful for that. So yeah, that's a little bit about kind of how things have changed for me.
So that is the scholarship opportunity is the gift that keeps on giving, right? So tell us a little bit about what you plan to do with your educational career. What do you plan to do in the future?
Sure. So I have an internship this summer to do cancer research at Dana-Farber, which is a part of the Harvard Medical School system. So my plan is to go into medicine and be a doctor, and basically be an allergist and really help in underserved communities and underrepresented low-income communities and communities of color to really help bring more equity in the healthcare system.
You will. You're a bright young lady, and obviously we understand why you were selected as one of the scholarship recipients. I know you want to give a shout out to the folks who are watching because they have an opportunity to make a donation, an additional donation tonight. So if you'd like to share more about what that gift would mean to a student even in the future.
Of course. So I really, really benefited from this scholarship. And I don't think it's only just asking to donate to an organization, but it's donating to an organization that gives to deserving students that just really are trying to, succeed and change the world and change the way that, we perceive the world and make a better future. So I think just donating to an organization that builds a family environment, them even following up with me and trying to make sure that I'm okay and give me different opportunities. I think that's just so, so important. So I think just remembering, like for me, I feel like I'm not just an alumni, but I'm also a member of the Oscar Washington Jr. family. So I
Absolutely.
think donating, just it means so much more than just the value, but also the community aspect you get pulled into.
Well, you are a fantastic ambassador. We appreciate you so much, Segovia. And there are ways to give listed. Hope you will take advantage of writing down that address and making sure that you donate. And remember, if you are one of the ones who pledges a donation this evening, you have an opportunity to win some fabulous prizes. We mentioned to you earlier about the spa treatment for it's a spa treatment in a box. It's a nice little kit, but we also have a date night package that has some goodies in it. And all you have to do is be one of the donors and your name will be entered in a drawing. You could also take home a Taziki's gift card or an Echo Dot. So get busy and make those pledges, or make sure you send in the check, or if there's a Cash App, I'm not real sure, but we will take your donation however you can get it to us. We are deeply, deeply appreciative. So we're going to move on now to introduce the 2021 Oscar Washington Jr. Scholarship recipients. This is the moment for which you've been anxiously awaiting, where we get to hear from these dynamic young people, hear a little bit about their aspirations for the future and how they plan to put this money to good use, this scholarship money. So I'm very excited to share that last year there were 12 recipients, but thanks to your generosity as a donor and also to our sponsors, we have 15 lucky recipients this year, and you are going to be absolutely blown away when you hear from them. First up, we have Miss Maria Avalos. And Maria, let's chat with you now, if you can hear us and see us. Okay, well, we will connect with Maria. This is virtual, and you understand that there can be a few technology glitches, but we're still having a great time, right? We're going to check in now with Mr. Alex Borengasser. So, Alex, if you can hear me, let's say hello to you. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing well, thank you.
Great, and it's awesome to see you. I am so impressed with your GPA, young man, 4.5 and a perfect 36 on the ACT. My goodness. I know your family and your school family are super proud of you, notwithstanding your personal achievements. You're also a co-founder of a program called Tiger Tutoring Mathematics. That's impressive. Tell us why you founded this organization and who benefits from your leadership.
Okay, so Tiger Tutoring Mathematics is a volunteer-based math tutoring program that I co-founded with 4 other high school students back in the fall of 2019. So how it started is I noticed that there are a lot of for-profit mathematics tutoring organizations in my area. A few of them are like Kumon or Mathnasium. And these programs are great because they give extra help to students, help them get interested in math, all that good stuff. But of course, the problem is that they're expensive. And what I kind of thought about was that a lot of the kids that really need the extra help the most probably wouldn't be able to afford to pay as much as other kids could. So I got a few of my friends together and we talked about this little issue and we decided we could do something about it. So we coordinated with our local library and set up our own volunteer-based math tutoring program that kind of mirrored the other organizations that are for-profit, but of course it's open to anyone that wants to go.
Well, that is so awesome. And
Yes, ma'am.
there's nothing like peer-to-peer support either, because some of those other organizations, they probably reach the students, but since you have maybe a personal connection with some of them, they probably benefited from your service a lot more, don't you think?
Yeah, sure, I agree with that.
So what do you plan to do with your college career? Where do you plan to go after you've received all of this scholarship money? Because I'm sure the dollars will continue to roll in.
Hopefully. Well, I'm still undecided, but a couple places I'm thinking about are UC Berkeley or UPenn. So we'll see where it goes. Probably going to study biological sciences, something in that area.
Awesome. Well, we're so proud of you, and we want to say congratulations to you and your family, because we know they are very proud of you as well. And thank you for being such a great ambassador. That's Mr. Alex Borengasser, one of our scholarship recipients. And you can give him a shout out in the chat, or if you want to use some of the emojis and give a hand clap. We love that too. Thumbs up. All of that is welcome this evening. We're going to check in now with Miss Emma Reardon. And Emma, we are glad to see you as well. What an exciting opportunity for you to be one of the scholarship recipients. And I want to share something that one of your instructors said about you when recommending you. She said, in all of my years of teaching, I don't think I've ever met a more insightful student than Emma. Her level of intelligence is incredible. And truthfully, at times, she says, I felt I wasn't good enough to be her teacher. Now, that is quite the compliment, young lady. As a student, can you tell us a little bit about what it means to have made the kind of impact on a teacher that you've made, as we just mentioned?
Um, it was really like very meaningful to me when she said that, and I just my teachers have had like a much greater impact on me than I have on them, so it really feels very fulfilling to know that she saw my efforts and my respect for what she was doing, and like all of my educators in that way, because I try to like acknowledge the meaningfulness of what they do. So
That's awesome.
it
Well,
meant a lot.
that is quite a commentary from a teacher about a student. How has it what is it rather that you've had to overcome personally to create the kind of drive that you have to be successful?
I don't know. I think for everybody, oh, it cut out for me. I don't know if I'm coming through, but
Yes, you're fine. We can hear you.
oh, okay. Okay, I'm sorry. It's the screen went black. Okay. I think that hardships spark periods of growth in everybody, and I've tried to make sure that the changes that the causes have been positive. And I think for me, a lot of the things that have it cut out completely.
Can you hear me? Emma, can you hear me? Okay. I hope that you all can hear me. Okay, we're going to go ahead. We're having a little bit of a technical issue, but that's all right. We're going to keep moving and hope. Oh, there you are, Emma. Go ahead.
The stream ended.
Okay, well, I apologize about that, but go right ahead and share your final comments if you don't mind.
Oh, I think that hardships they make people much more aware of the finite and just the consequences for what can happen. I think that for me, it's made me more conscientious and willing to make my life more meaningful, because I know that things can end or things can happen. So.
Well, you obviously have a very bright future, and we are so proud that you are now an official part of the Oscar Washington Jr. Scholarship family, and we can't wait to hear what your future holds, and we certainly look forward to hearing back from you and hearing more about all of the great things that you will do. Thank you very much, Emma. That's Emma Reardon. We're so proud of her. Now we're going to try to check in with Maria Avalos. Maria, are you there? Awesome. Well, you get to see Emma too.
Yes, I'm here.
All right. So, Maria, we are super impressed with you as well. There are a number of young people who are just outstanding tonight, and we want to share that you have a 3.9 GPA, so that's awesome, and you are number 3 in your class. Super impressive. And the only selection for Arkansas Governor Schools last year from Hall High School, that was you, young lady. That's awesome. So your resume is filled with quite a bit
Yes,
of
ma'am.
volunteerism, and we wanted to share a little bit about that with the people who are watching. You've donated clothing to the homeless, supplies to the Dorcas House, and you also enjoy working with Special Olympics. talk a little bit about your commitment to academic excellence and willingness to give back to your community and how that's going to benefit you in your career as a nurse. Okay. Maria? All right, well, we're going to take a quick look at some of the items in the chat just to bring you up to speed because we've got a number of people. If you don't mind muting your, okay. So we have Maria. Let's go ahead and check back in with Maria. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know this is technology and it is not a perfect world. So we are doing our very best to deliver a wonderful celebration to you on behalf of these students. And really, the students are the stars. So as you hear their names, please remember to put something in the chat. We've got Linda Jung who's watching, also Gwen Lane and Sheridan Richards, also Brittany Michelle Dudley, saying, we are so proud of you, Emma. Love, Mom. So again, thank you. And we remind you that you have an opportunity to share a note or post a comment in the chat, and we will make sure that we give you a shout out as well. This is an interactive opportunity. So now we have the pleasure of visiting with Mr. Landon Runyon Driscoll, and this young man is a star as well. And in case you didn't pick up in Inviting Arkansas, he was actually featured as a champion of hope. Now, that's just one of the little tidbits that I know about Landon, but he is a mover and shaker academically as well. Landon, you mentioned in your application the desire to help save our planet through your career choice of mechanical engineering. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so it started back in my freshman year of high school. I went into science fair and was looking for a project to do, and just being interested in solar panels, I decided to take my own mechanical engineering gift, as my mom calls it, and decided to build a process in which I would increase the longevity and lifespan of solar panels. And that has evolved over the past 4 years, and I've gotten it to a point where I have been invited to compete at ICEF next month, and I will be have a pending patent after that, and I'll implement it on campus at whatever college I go to. I'm in between choosing a college right now. It's either Hendrix or UCA Honors College.
That's awesome. And you'll have, I'm sure, a lot of scholarship opportunities coming your way to help support your dreams. So talk a little bit about what it means to be a scholarship recipient. I know that paying for college can be super expensive, but obviously when you have this opportunity, it lessens the load. But can you put that into your own words?
Yeah, so this scholarship means a lot to me, in particular because growing up, my parents had a hard time making ends meet, and eventually it was just me and my mom and my brother growing up. And so she's really been trying her best to raise me correctly, get me on the right path, make sure I'm not doing wrong, doing the best I can educationally. And I think that it's starting to pay off, especially for you guys' generosity and other scholarships, noticing me and wanting to interview with me. I'm just very grateful, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who has been there for me.
That's awesome. Well, it's hard not to notice somebody as impressive as you, young man. So we are seeing that you're going to continue to shoot for the stars, and we will be watching. Can't wait to see that patent become a reality, and you're going to help save the planet. And we're going to be right here cheering you on. Congratulations again, Landon. And I know your mom's super proud of you. We appreciate your sharing that wonderful story with us. We are going to take a quick break now from our student recipients and introduce the next Alma J. Washington Educator of the Year Award recipient. So please continue to watch your screens.
My name is Tyrone Harris. I'm principal at Romine Elementary School. This is my 34th year in education. Very early in my life, my parents instilled in me the importance of education. And I saw that my teachers were all very smart, they were very confident, they wanted to instill a love for learning. So I decided when I grew up that I wanted to be a teacher based on what I saw with my teachers. I'm driven by the desire that I want to help children be the very best that they can be. I enjoy working with children, seeing them grow, seeing them learn. And with them being our future, I know that it's important that we prepare our students and children to be the best that they can be. I've been able to stay connected through, I've had face-to-face conferences, of course, with my mask on and their mask on. Also through Zoom meetings, through phone calls, through Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Class Dojo, just any means to make sure that I'm keeping open lines of communication. I think the COVID-19 pandemic has helped me to learn or to reassure me that God is God, that He has control of all things. He's got the whole world in His hands. It's allowed me to learn the patience of Job because, of course, I'm used to getting things done very quickly, timely, and so you have to be patient through this process. And then how important it is that we work together as a village to meet the needs of everyone and to support each other. It's Tyrone Harris. I'm principal at Romine Elementary School.
Going to, speaking of scholarship recipients, meet some more of these wonderful young people. And I'm pleased and proud to introduce to you now Ryan Curtis. Hi, Ryan, you there?
Hi.
Hey, Ryan, got that $1 million smile. We're so honored to have you join us. You've been busy, young lady. You volunteered for Special Olympics for the past 4 years. And when I hear these kinds of stories, it's always amazing to me that young people can be academically gifted and doing all of this volunteer work. But when speaking about your interaction with the participants, the director states that, quote, you share in the joy of their triumphs and comforts them in their losses. You give the athletes a platform and a voice. And that is so impressive. That's what you call true selflessness. How do you plan to use your career in the medical field to continue this commitment to those who have medical challenges, Ryan?
Yes, in my opinion, I think the doctor's office has a stigma attached to it because people think all you get from there is bad news. But when my patients think of Dr. Curtis, I want them to be excited because they know no matter the circumstance, I will be there to help them. I use everything in my power to help them. Because I've volunteered with Special Olympics for so long, I think the exposure to special needs people will help me to be sensitive to the fact that my patients will have medical challenges. Some challenges may be mental, some may be physical, but either way, we'll attack them with a positive approach. I will celebrate good news with them, and I will not only comfort them, but I will also give them different outlets and options to help them with the bad news. I will acknowledge their progressions, and that will hopefully motivate and encourage my patients to never give up. If I've learned anything from Special Olympics, is to never give up, and I hope to instill that into my patients in the future.
That is awesome. That message of perseverance is so important. And I do like the ring of Dr. Curtis. That sounds awesome.
Thank you.
And we can't wait till you bring those talents back to Arkansas. Be
Yes,
Dr.
ma'am.
Curtis in Arkansas.
Right.
Thank you very much and congratulations. We're very proud of you and honored that you are committed to seeing your dreams through. And the Oscar Washington Jr. Scholarship is going to help facilitate that. Congratulations again. Next up, we have Miss Jada Lawson. Hi, Jada.
Hi, how are you?
Awesome. How are you, young lady? It's great to see you again. And we met briefly prior to the program. You have been busy as well. And I love that so many of you young people are committed to the medical profession because that means that folks like me are going to be in great hands, because as I get older, I'm certainly going to need some great doctors. So you've been a bit busy related to COVID-19, and you wanted to share how COVID-19 has fueled your passion for a career in the healthcare industry. Share a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
Yes, ma'am. So when COVID started, I had never seen anything like that happen before in my life. So I was like, these healthcare workers, they are needed very much. And with seeing how little there were, it fueled me, because I always wanted to work in the medical field. So my future, I plan on being a biomedical engineer. That is helping people get pacemakers and limbs, and so prosthetics, so giving them devices to help their mobility. So I have a passion for that.
That is awesome. And have you decided on where you're planning to go to school?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to University of Arkansas at Fayetteville.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait for you to keep those, what we say, because you're not going away, but keep those homegrown talents right here in Arkansas, and come back and make a difference for a lot of lives who may be impacted by mobility challenges. And what an ambitious thought and plan. And we are so proud of you. Congratulations. That's Miss Jada Lawson, another one of our scholarship recipients. And now Miss Kaylee Johnson. Okay, we will come back to Miss Kaylee and visit with Mr. Kenneth Hamilton. Hi, Kenneth.
Hello.
Great to see you also. So you intend to use your degree in accounting. So tell us a little bit about what your aspirations are for using your accounting degree to help your church and community. What are your plans?
All right. So how I can help my church community with my degree in accounting? What I plan on doing is I plan on being able to teach church members and just members of the community in general ways for them to best manage their money, as well as any small business owners that are in the church, ways for them to empower themselves and work closely with them.
Well, we know your church family as well as your own family have to be super, super proud of you. And of course, we all can use some better money management skills. So we look forward to you putting that to work on behalf of our Kansans as well. Do you have your college plans lined out yet?
Yes, ma'am. I plan to go to the University of Arkansas at Fayetteville.
Awesome. And we know now accounting will be your major. And hopefully this scholarship will help along the way as you make plans to have a great future and not have to worry about how you're going to pay for that. Congratulations again. We appreciate your being here with us to help us celebrate another outstanding student in our community. We're going to move on now to our next honoree. Actually, we have another Alma J. Washington Educator of the Year. I apologize. So let's recognize this recipient. If you would direct your attention to
My name's Karen Turner, and I've taught at Northside Elementary in Cabot. I'm teaching there now, and I've taught 32 years. This is my 32nd year. Getting into education made me think of all the kids and the children that need people. And as a child and growing up, even in high school, I was always for the underdog, and still today I'm rooting for the underdog always. And I always wanted to just help people and try to make things better for everyone. And I decided that education, in the education field, I could reach a lot of kids, hopefully. And that was my prayer, was to reach them, reach kids and help them and to achieve, or just to be a better person in general. Every day, I'm created with new challenges, and the kids drive me to be better and to want to do better. And so Every day I think, what can I do better tomorrow? What can I change? How can I do that differently? Hopefully they'll reach it the next day if they didn't reach it the day before. So a lot of times I spend my nights thinking of what are some things I can do tomorrow that will make it better. So the kids drive me to do better each day. A lot of things that I can do more than I thought I could do. I had to get out of the box and think differently. And fortunately, in my position being a reading interventionist, I didn't have to do the Ladybug or Google Classroom. And I was like, I honestly don't even know what that is. And so the teachers would come to me and say, what's that? And I was like, I don't know, but don't tell anybody. But with this happening, they were like, okay, we're gonna get a Google Classroom and you're gonna do a Google Meet. And I was like, oh my goodness. So luckily I have two daughters that are grown that I reached out to them and was able to YouTube a couple of times, and maybe that helped me out a little. No, and it also made me realize that I had reached that older category when I wasn't planning on being. I felt still like I was one of the young people until I was put to this test, but I can now do a Google Meet and all on my own. I do have some notes by my computer, so, but it's taught me a whole lot. It's made us all be real creative, and you know, our homes have become our classrooms, and I have things hanging in my home I never thought I would. But being taught by her was, it was incredible. She was the coolest, and by cool, I don't only mean great. I mean, never got excited, was very calm, easygoing. I never really saw her get upset about anything. She kept her cool, and she taught PE, which everyone loved, but to have her teaching it made it even better. And so she would always speak with the same tone. She never raised her voice. She never, even when if she was mad, we didn't know it. But she would remain calm, and even during a game of PE, of course, when two kids would maybe argue the call, she was like, I'm the referee. And we were like, yes, ma'am. We would never dreamed to have argued with her, or anyone, of course, but she, even when two children were upset, she would just walk up and put her hand on their shoulder or whatever, and we don't know what she said, but it you know, put out the fire. And she just had that presence about her. And so at that point, I was like, I hope I can do that. I don't know that I did it the first couple years I taught. I hope I did. But now I think of that a lot, how to approach people. And even with her twins, they were, I think, maybe in the 3rd grade or 2nd grade when I was in elementary, and they would come in just roar, you know, just running around, and she never got angry or upset. And literally, she might just point to the chair and they both would sit down. I mean, they knew. And she just had that presence with everyone. And when we went in her room, we didn't act up because we knew we couldn't. And she, not only did she do that in school, but she did it outside of school. She did it on the street if you met her at the post office, or I know she did it in her church. And so she was just an impact anywhere she went. And she still is. She's still doing that same thing today. So if I could just be a little bit like her, and hopefully I have in my educational career, I think I'd be a blessing. Karen Turner, and I teach at Northside Elementary in Cabot.
Great teacher will do. A great teacher will provide inspiration. And also, she's sharing about how we all have had to be creative and think outside the box when it comes to education. So again, we want to say a special congratulations to Ms. Karen Turner. And very quickly, we want to remind you this is a scholarship benefit. We thank you, those of you who have already been so generous, but if you're feeling additionally inspired after what you're hearing and seeing tonight, we encourage you to make a donation, and you can do that by going to the website www.owjscholarship.com and click on the tab. You can also send your check to P.O. Box 166444 in Little Rock, and that zip code is 72216. You see that information on your screen, and we appreciate your donations. Remember, if you're donating tonight, your name will be entered into a drawing to win some fabulous gift prizes, or one of the fabulous gift prizes. So let me clarify that so you don't think, oh, I'm getting all these goodies. You will get some goodies, but we do have gift boxes that include a spa treatment, and also spa treatment in a box. Who doesn't want that? Also, a date night package, gift cards to Taziki's, and Echo Dot. So again, we remind you to please give generously, and then you would be eligible to win one of those fabulous prizes. We're going to move on now to visit with another of our awesome scholarship recipients, Miss Kaylee Johnson. Kaylee, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Awesome. It is so great to see you. You all have such lovely smiles.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're happy to have you with us this evening. Kaylee, you share a sentiment that rings true with some other students about how growing up in a single parent home drives you to be successful. Talk a little bit about how you've been able to achieve success in high school.
Well, watching my mother being a single parent, like she motivates me and drives me to be successful, because there have been many times where some things that I always wanted or needed, like I would have to, I would be like, Mom, can you please get this for me? And she'd be like, I'm working on it. And then eventually I would see that she was able to provide those things for me, and just being able to see her work hard just drives me to make my life better and do good things in the world,
Well,
and just further my education so I can help her out in the long run.
Well, I know your mom has to be super proud of you, and she's certainly served as a great role model to you and helping you see what the possibilities are for your own life. Does it motivate you to know that this is really interesting? When I read this about you, you're pursuing a career that includes very few African American women. Why don't you share with the audience what that career is, and how you plan to use the scholarship to help you get to that career choice?
I plan on pursuing an environmental engineering degree. This scholarship will help me pursue that degree, because it has allowed me to go to college and get the financial burden off my mother and I, for me to attend Jackson State University. I just recently got a full ride scholarship there, and this will help me basically, like, I feel like it just gave me a boost to know that I will be like a leader rather than a follower, just because I know that there aren't many African American women in this field. So I'm creating a path for others to come behind me to be able to make a change in the world.
Well, that is a fantastic response, and we are so proud of you being a leader. And obviously, you were recognized for being a leader by your selection as a scholarship recipient. And we can't wait to hear the great things that you're going to do. Knocking down those doors, young lady.
Yes, ma'am.
Congratulations, and give your mom a big hug, because she should be so proud of you and serving as your inspiration as well. Thank you very much. That is Miss Kaylee. We appreciate you. Keelan Harris is our next honoree now. Keelan? Hi there. How are you this evening?
I'm good.
Awesome. Well, we're so happy to see you. And
Yes,
you
ma'am.
do quite a bit of volunteer work. As I said earlier, I'm just amazed at how you young people are able to juggle so many things. But you do volunteer work at Exalt Education. You tutor students who make up a marginalized population. Talk about how that's preparing you for a career path that seems to include a focus on social justice.
Yes, ma'am. Just volunteering with Exalt and other organizations, it just taught me how to basically like relate to all people, and it has also just changed my perspective and allowed me to like take the opportunity to look at other people's lives in different ways. And then from there, I was just able to like see the differences and think about the role I could play and like the social justice, and also just how my gifts and talents could like impact people in a positive way. And I feel like that's why it's so important for me to like major in business and also just help create jobs. And one thing I want to do is just open up my own gym in the future to like help serve the community and just give knowledge on my life skills that I know that can be used to be successful.
Well, that is so awesome, making a difference. And tell us where you plan to go to school if you've decided that already.
Right now, I'm currently undecided.
Well, that's okay. At least you'll have some
Yes,
money to
ma'am.
help pay for wherever it is you choose to go.
Yes,
And I
ma'am.
know your parents are happy about that. So
Yes, ma'am, they
congratulations
are.
again, Keelan. We're so proud of
Thank
you and honored that you could be with us this evening. Uh, Audrey Fortner is our next honoree. Hi, Audrey.
Hi,
Look at that big, beautiful smile. Great to see you.
great to see you too.
Yeah, we're excited about all of you students. You're just amazing. And I want to tell you something that one of your teachers said about you, described you as being selfless in an age of self-absorbed young adults. What motivates you to serve others at school, in your church and community? And how do you do all of that and never make below an A in your classes?
Well, I've always had the core value of helping others. It's been really strong in my family and in my church and in my community because I'm from a small town, so we all act like family. So if you see somebody that needs help, you help them. And then me and my friends will go volunteer because just giving back to the community and to the church and to your friends around you is just a really big blessing. It not only benefits them, but it benefits yourself and it makes you have a stronger personality in the future and a better personality for sure. And honestly, I don't know how I did it with maintaining A throughout school, but I would say it's from the challenges that I've had with my peers because we're very smart in my class for some odd reason. And so we are always trying to be number one or always trying to get up in the ranks. So we just keep on challenging each other. So I've been challenged since preschool to get all A's. So
Well,
I've maintained it.
That's awesome. And I love how you're holding each other accountable and having a little fun with it to make sure that nobody outdoes the other one. So congratulations to you. Talk a little bit about what you plan to do in the future.
I finally decided that I'm going to go to Ouachita Baptist University this coming fall, and I'm going to get a degree in marketing and business. And I plan on being a spokesperson for brands across the world and really have fun and travel and just market.
Well, we have no doubt because you're doing great marketing right now. So thank you again and congratulations. And your family's so proud of you, and we are as well. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. We are moving on now to our next recipient, and that is Miss Tania Kelly. Hi, Tania.
Hello. Hi.
I bet you all recognize her, but we're going to save that for a little bit later because Tania has a special role this evening for our program. But right now, we're going to talk about her scholarship efforts. And Tania, obviously, you have been performing since you were a little girl, and you understand that music has the ability to inspire and uplift people. So, in addition to being a smart young lady and having a sparkling personality, you have the incredible gift of singing. How do you plan to use your gift to encourage others?
Well, as we know, music has a very big impact on people all around the world, including during the pandemic. And I just really want to use my music to be able to uplift others and encourage people and to motivate people all over the world.
That's awesome. You did a little bit of motivating recently. You had quite a few hits on social media, but we'll talk about that at the end of the program. Do you plan to major in music? Is that what you plan to do? And have you decided where you're going?
Yes, ma'am. I plan to major in vocal performance, and I am planning to attend the University of Central Arkansas.
Awesome. Well, we're so proud of you and look forward to You're doing amazing things and using your gift to continue to uplift others. And we look forward to hearing more from you at the end of the program. I think our folks who are watching are going to be pleasantly surprised. So congratulations again. Very proud of you, Tania.
Thank you.
Our next honoree is Tianfu Lam. Hi, Tianfu.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Awesome. So, Tianfu, you've been characterized by UA Little Rock's Associate Professor of Piano as one of the top pianists in the state. You also are the top student in the 584 student class of Central High School. That is
Yes, ma'am.
impressive.
Thank you.
Out of 584 students, that's super impressive. How do you balance the demands of excelling in the arts and academics?
Yeah, so I think the first thing I had to do was I had to recognize that there are certain things that I can't do and there's certain things I can do. So if I had like 3 or 2 tests the next week, I can't really go out with my friends on the weekends and play soccer with them. I might have to instead spend my time studying and play soccer with them the next week or the following week after that. Or if I had a lot of homework on one day, I might not be able to practice piano as much. I might have to practice piano on the weekend or on another day. So by doing this, I'm just giving and taking on my time that I allocate to certain activities to find like a perfect balance that is still adaptable, but I can still succeed in both areas.
That's awesome. It's about prioritizing, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So what do you plan to do? And have you made your college choice yet?
I haven't decided yet, but I do plan to major in both music and biological sciences.
Music and medicine. I think those two can go together quite well. Well,
Yeah.
awesome. We're very, very proud of you. Congratulations. And we know that your future is super bright, and we join your family in celebrating your success and being a recipient this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know where to go with all of these young people. It's just, they're blowing me away with how incredible they are and how bright they are. And, you know, when you hear stories about people saying, what's the future going to be like? Well, you've got a great idea of what the future can be like with these outstanding and talented young people, and knowing that they're going to be a force for good and a force for change in our community. And we just hope they come back here. That's what we're hoping. Let's take a quick look at some of the notes in the chat, because we want you to keep them coming. Danielle Haynes says the pressure in a good way. So I guess she's saying they feel pressure, but it's pressure in a good way. Also, congratulations, Tania. That comes from Trisha Rogers Maddox. Got quite a few hand claps. I love how you guys are using the emoji. You heard the teacher talking about thinking outside of the box. I know the younger people are thinking outside of the box. They're using the emojis, and we want some of our more mature, our seasoned watchers to use those emojis too, just because they're fun. But again, we want to say thank you for paying attention tonight. Yes, Monica McIntosh, they all are amazing. We do concur, and we want you to keep those notes coming. Right now, we're going to take a break from our student recipients to recognize, yes, another Alma J. Washington Educator of the Year Award recipient. Please.
My name is Nina Gasway, and I taught at Carlisle. I retired from Carlisle. I have 42 years in education, 32 in the classroom, and the last 10 years I managed the computer lab. It was job security. You know, every town had a school, so it was easy to get a job. And I like kids. I was a mother. I could take my kids to school. I could bring them home with me. If they got in trouble, I knew about it and could take care of it. Maybe. Well, number one is love of kids, of course. And I worked with older kids, 5th and 6th graders, so I didn't really get to see personalities develop, but I could hopefully lead them into an area that they wanted to go and to make them want to learn. She was the perfect coworker. So dependable. I guess some of the best words to describe her was, of course, number one, she was is a strong Christian woman. Dependable. She loved the kids loved her. She's just a very, very special person. I'm so happy to say that she's my friend. Well, 4 different personalities. Oscar Jr., the dream student. He wanted to learn. He loved to learn. Never a minute's trouble. And he was going to be sure that he understood what I was trying to teach, because he wouldn't let me go on until he was happy with what he wanted to know. He was just a dream. One of my all-time, if not the all-time favorites. Okay, and then there's Cedric and Frederick. They were typical twins. They supported each other. They were good students. They were well behaved. Of course, I've always said that might have been because Mom was across the hall. And then Derek was kind of in that same group. He was the liveliest of the 4. Good student. No problem. I am so happy that I got to be a part of their lives also. Nina Gasway, Carlisle Elementary.
Personal reflection from Miss Nina Gasway. Thank you so much for sharing that reflection about Oscar Washington Jr., the namesake of our scholarship, obviously, and the Washington children, and what the importance of education meant to them growing up, and how that investment continues to live on through this scholarship effort, and making a difference, obviously, for young people. And you've heard this said before, for whatever job you have in life, you can thank a teacher because that is one of the few roles that has a direct impact on every other discipline that exists. So thank you again, Ms. Gasaway, and also thank you to the Washington family for allowing us to put the shine, or the spotlight rather, on education this evening. We're moving on to our final recipients now, and it is my pleasure to present to you Miss Nina Millender. Hi, Nina.
Hello.
Welcome. It's great to see you as well.
It's great to see you as well.
And I love your career goal. It's to become an executive for a major label and reshape the entertainment business for the better. Obviously, we know that that is a tall order, but we believe that, young lady, you're on the right path and you will be able to help us do it. Talk about how you can use your talent, voice, and experience as a person of color to make that kind of change.
Yeah, so I intend on getting my start in the industry through entertainment law. From artists like Little Richard to Megan Thee Stallion, we've seen the subpar legal representation in artists of color, as labels are notorious for their predatory deal making. Although anyone can get a bad deal, it is because of economic and educational disparities that Black and Brown artists are more susceptible to getting unfair contracts. I liken it to COVID-19. Anybody can get it, but Black and Brown people are more vulnerable to it because of systemic inequalities. It is no question that diversifying the entertainment law scene will improve the ongoing situation. To put it frankly, as a Black woman, I can relate to artists who share that same social experience better than someone who does not. I can relate to sensitivities in my clients' art. I understand their yearn to maintain creative control as they wish to avoid the suppression of their voice and message. So yeah, I look forward to fighting the good fight through my position as an entertainment attorney in the future.
That is awesome. You sound like you're going to take a lesson from the page of Congressman John Lewis, get into some good trouble.
Yes, that's the goal.
Oh, that is so awesome. So, have you ironed out your plans for where you plan to go?
I have actually. I plan to attend Spelman College this fall.
Well, we're very proud of you, young lady. So well spoken, and no doubt a bright future is on your course and in your forward veer in front of you, or
Thank
forward view,
you.
excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
thank
we're
you.
very, very proud of you. Congratulations. And we are now moving on to Ashlyn Billingsley. Ashlyn has a very important message because she has probably one of the most unique experiences among our scholarship recipients. You mentioned in your application that you contracted COVID-19.
I
And
did.
as a
Yes,
result,
ma'am.
yeah, as a result, you see life differently now. Well, we're so glad that you have recovered and well on the way to a positive direction as far as your future goes. Talk about what impact COVID had on you and how your perspective has changed as a result.
So the day before I was diagnosed with COVID, our school had its senior night basketball game. I knew I was feeling under the weather, but I kind of just dismissed it and thought it to be like a stomach bug or something since it was going around at the time. The morning I was diagnosed with the virus, I had a seizure, most likely relating to the sickness. Within an hour of my results coming in that morning, I had lost all sense of taste and smell. I'm a four-sport athlete, so COVID has definitely made an impact on my sports careers. My first track meet back from COVID, I had severe lung problems that occurred after my first race, something that had never happened before. So COVID may have been terrible, especially the part where I lost my taste, but the life lessons that the experience taught me is something I'll never forget. The support I have had from my friends, family, and community since my initial diagnosis was amazingly overwhelming. And COVID has taught me how strong of a person I really am. And that I can really do and overcome anything if I put my mind to it.
Absolutely. And what a testimony that is. And again, we're certainly glad that you're on the road to recovery. Talk a little bit about what your plans are for the future in terms of college life and career.
So I will be going to Henderson State University. I'll be running cross country for them. I'm planning to major in biology and minoring in business.
Well, wonderful. We're so proud of you. We know your family joins in that pride, and we look forward to your sharing much more in the future with Arkansans of your talents. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, can you believe it? We have concluded all of our wonderful testimonies and stories with our incredible scholarship recipients. And aren't they inspiring? Isn't it great to know that you hear the saying of they're the leaders of the future, but they truly are the leaders for today or of today. And they have some ambitious plans, and we have no doubt that they will achieve those goals. And again, much of their college opportunity is connected directly to you. You have an impact by way of your generosity and your donations. We remind you again, if you'd like to make a donation, we encourage you to do so. It's not too late. You see the information at the bottom of your screen, and no donation is too small. We appreciate whatever you are able to give and feel inspired to give after hearing from these wonderful young people. And remember, you can also, this is just the cherry on top of the sundae. Your name will go into a drawing and you will be eligible to win some great prizes. So we have Candace Jimerson, who unfortunately was not able to make it tonight, but we definitely wanted to give her a shout out. She is one of the recipients, and I hope that we covered them all because they are certainly worth mentioning, because they are making a difference in their school communities, and we fully expect them to make a big difference in the greater community. Congratulations to all of the 2021 recipients. We want to take the time to recognize our board members because they are the glue that holds this organization together, and they do it all voluntarily. Whenever you see an organization like this thriving, you know that there are some people behind the scenes who are doing the heavy lifting. So we need to give a shout out to the president, obviously, Oscar Washington's wife, Ms. Doris Washington, Mark Leverett, who is the chair of the event, Secretary Janan Arnold Thomas, Treasurer John Ekanawu, and of course, board members Tamika Edwards, Candy Hughes, Cade Cox, Bobby Ficklin, Willie Davis, Dr. Suzanne Yee, and Paul Bowersock. So when you see these people in the community, be sure you give them a pat on the back and just say thank you, because they don't have to do what they're doing, but they believe in our young people and they want to make sure that they're helping them achieve their educational dreams. Special thanks to 2 new members, Director of Alumni Services, Oscar's daughter, Miss Stephanie Washington. She's awesome. If you ever have the opportunity to hear her speak, you definitely will sit up and pay attention, because she's a gifted young lady. Also, Director of Media Design, Miss Kennedy Leverett. You can see her handiwork and imprint on all of the graphic materials and even the website. So shout out to those talented young ladies. And we want to say thank you to them for all of the work that they do to support the organization. Now, I told you just a few minutes ago that you were in for a special treat. That's because our very own American Idol contender from Little Rock is Miss Tania Kelly. And Tania, as I mentioned to you, she was so popular on the show that when we put her post out on social media, and as we followed on American Idol social media, it was blowing up the internet, you guys. And so you will be blown away by her performance tonight. And we are going to turn it over to American Idol contender right here from Little Rock, and a 2021 Oscar Washington Jr. Scholarship recipient, as she closes us out tonight, Miss Tania Kelly. Thank you again, everyone, for watching.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone who fulfilled my needs. A lonely place to be. And so I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself, it is the greatest love of all. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter
Thank you for joining us tonight. Don't forget, anyone who donates tonight will be added in a drawing for some great gifts. We hope you all enjoyed this presentation. Have a great night.